getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can. Let me prove it. Let me prove that I... And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully.
Okay, so now what? I guess we'll go to the meeting room. Very normal. I'm lagging.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those Figlers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life. Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh,
I would
God.
love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time. Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Well, this is new.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Let's continue.
Okay,
More.
Let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Over here. The bathroom.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Okay.
What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figly in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
No. No. I'm doing this.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Oh, God.
Enjoy.
I see how it is. That brings me back.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I
Sure
wouldn't
you
have
did.
spent on anything else. And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the Final Figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Okay, this goes the same way. So now what?
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment.
You were in
Nothing
the
left
present.
to do but move onward into the
Yay.
future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Well, that was fun.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Make up your goddamn mind.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I
13.
remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Oh my
Yes,
god.
I love that video.
I love this. Apple
Still
room.
don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Pink. Yellow.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Okay. Had to reload the scene. So no longer go to the pink room.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
The past.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Collect them all. Before the timer runs out. Good luck. Disappointment. Was before
Look,
this.
it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Okay. We'll either go back to the past and find the games that suck ass.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic
Are
memory, this one.
recovering old Stanley. Yes.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Maybe.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
I can remember.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Not to confuse you, I just read through the game again to see if there's a different thing at the end, because the narrator said this was the last time I went through the story, and he's going to retire Stanley. Which I replayed the main game and see if that's not what he meant. But I don't know what he meant by that. Go through every ending one more time, or just that ending? That's why I'm going through the ending of the... We need to even listen to the narrator all the way through.
But as sunlight streamed
and then we do the epilogue.
He realized
then I find out there's
this
another
mattered
option
to him.
in the
For
menu.
it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Well, if this is actually the last ending of the game, then thank you.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Or not. The end is never. Do not forget that.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer. As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his
Now
chest.
what?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Okay, I'm gonna quit the game. Epilogue. Oh shit. That's new. Epilogue. Many, many years later. Ah, shit. We're back here. Interesting. What kind of fucking messages is this shit? I'm back here. Nice. Oh, the laundry memories. I'm back. Stanley Parable 2. Let's see here. Cookie's blog, Cookie9's blog. Review the Stanley Parable. I liked it so much, so many. I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscored how disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to the fanbase. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel verses off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from Stanley Parable 1? Like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting and welcome received from who? A lot of people? We'll see. Oh, here's more. Stanley Parable. Developers no more. Spin-offs no more. Sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the possible into an entirely franchise to be discarded and categorically commercial received. The Stanley Parable 2 has promoted the developers to rethink their ambitions and outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is not what the fans want. Read. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would excited about, yet turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting the fans with reckless and insulting creative visions. The word story appears more than 25 times in the press release. Cringe. Another figurine. To end the reading. $26. Any more? No. Till you go down the hole. Hello again. It's nice to see you. It is terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developers said to preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep moving. Let's keep making the Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistakes. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we need to do is change the number in the game title screen, and we also really need to dumb the subtitles for the game. Something loud and grandly. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. One with the skeleton. Confirm. The Stanley Parable 3. The one with the skeleton. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you reset the game, we will advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way the Stanley Parable never ends. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. I'll just be the same content, but cycle again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we forward with this plan? I like it. I want you to say it as well. Let's do it. Good. It's great. The sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I noticed that the narrator never found his way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's bothering me. Let me fix it. Alright, the achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep... Oh, shit. The Stanley Parable cannot end. Its only spirit is in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Right now it is 5:34. But we're going to go 5. Please adjust the slider. The computer is barely visible. I'll leave it as is. Thank you. And please enjoy the Stanley Parable. You are playing the Stanley Parable 3. The one with the skeleton.
This
Click
is
to
the
skip.
story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
Input received. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. This was in the original. Nothing to see here. New content. Okay. Let's go back.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Remember that
They weren't lied to me.
that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched?
Yes.
Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Just look at the title. This is no longer the sequel. There's 3. Stanley Parable 3. Besides getting that last achievement, I think, I don't know what else is there to do to the game. Maybe increase the number of it until they get 99? I don't know. That'd be nice. So basically, this is the end. I want to say thank you for watching. And probably gonna do memes on this game or whatever. Or find Easter eggs. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there is a part 6. I don't think there will be, but who knows.